Recording in progress. Okay, welcome here, everybody, to Instagrowth. I'm excited to have you guys here. I think this is going to be lots of fun. We have ran this program before as a beta group, and I always run things as a beta group first to test things before I launch them. And so this is really the second time that we're running through it. The first time we had incredible results. Every single person, most people started from a zero count on Instagram, and every single person got to over 1,000 views, some to 2,000 views per reel. So I want you guys to think about that a little bit. That's a really big amount of people that is seeing your stuff, right? Think about that from zero to 2,000 or 1,000. Even a 1,000 is a lot. Right now, Instagram is favoring small accounts, so we're doing this at a really good time. Social media is a very big baby and it changes constantly, right? So one of the things that I do is I keep my pulse on it very much to know where we're at, where it's at right now and what's working and what isn't. So some of the things change a little bit in the course depending on that. Um, this course is for beginners. It is going to set up your foundation because I find that if you look on social media, a lot of the stuff that is being pushed is oh, just do this, oh, just do this, oh, just do this, right? And it feels all over the place and it feels really crazy. Anyone else feel like that? We're not going to play any of those games. We're going to learn the foundation. That's important to me. I'm very real. Like I like numbers. I like facts. I like to know. Yes, we need to do all the crazy fun things on the top, but we have to have a base. And when I'm talking about the base, I'm talking about how often to post, what to do when you're posting to get likes, how to change your bio, how to do, how to get all those basics down. And that's what this is. This is not a fluff, the new fad that's in. That's not what this is. So, and we can do that, but we first need this base. Okay, so that's what this course is going to be. This course is also designed. I have done courses for 30 years online. I used to be a trainer. I know what works when it comes to getting people to commit. So I want you, the first thing you need to do is you need to commit 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day for the next 30 days in order to achieve this. And I'm a realist. If you cannot commit that, you are not going to see the results. If you are going to commit that, you will see the results. It's that simple. And I want you to trust the process. I have little bits and they're add on each day. That's important as well because what I notice I'm a teacher, right? Like I've homeschooled for 16 years. I ran a school with 70 kids for 3 years. I understand the teaching process and how to help us retain things. Because another thing is sometimes with Instagram or social media or any kind of digital marketing, we take on too much. That's actually the biggest sabotager with any kind of digital marketing and social media. So I want you to trust the process and we want these to become little habits that we do. Do one thing, learn it well, go to the next thing, do it well. I don't want us zooming through everything and then we haven't even gotten the base. We are going to start with the bio. I believe that's one of the first sessions in this. And you're going to get that, you're going to get it right, and then we're going to go to the next thing. Then we're going to get that right, then we're going to go to the next thing. And there's a method to the madness. So don't think that there's not. Now, as we're doing that, I think we're probably going to start a chat, a Facebook chat, because I want there to be a place for questions where we can support one another. And I honestly cannot be taking on all those questions because I'm going to fail you and then you're going to feel frustrated. And I don't want to do that. And I'm slowly learning this because I'm 52. Now I know this. Because one of my weaknesses is I have a very good heart, but I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes I overextend myself because of that heart. And then that's not good. And that hurts you and that makes you not trust me. And so I'm really trying to learn that. So I just need you to know that about me as well. That is my biggest downfall. And so I'm trying to put up safeguards where I don't put myself in that situation because I don't want to let you down. So we'll start the Facebook chat and that's where we'll ask the questions and we'll try to support one another. Another thing we did last time that was really, really beneficial is you know how you do these threads where everybody puts their post in, right? And then we all go comment on each other's posts. That really helped. I'm not going to lie. That was very, very helpful. It really boosted the posts. Now, where we're going to do that is the question, because we don't want to do it in the chat because it gets lost. So I'm going to create a place in my Facebook group, Business in a Box. It'll probably be, I'm trying to think of the best way to organize it so it doesn't, it'll probably be in an event. I'll send that information, but here's the key. This is the thing, you guys, with that, it has to be done at a certain time per day, and the comments have to be done within the next 15 minutes. So here's how we did it last time, and it worked really well. You don't have to do that part. You don't have to do it every day if you don't want to. But if you do, we're going to set a time. And within the 15 minutes, whoever posts their link in there to their post, go and comment on that person's post. When you comment, do not comment, like it, great job, heart, heart. You need to comment at least 5 words or more. It's very important because the algorithm knows, AI knows, it can tell, and it's not going to up the post if it's just a comment like that. Ask a question or, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. Can you tell me more about this? Or, this is the same thing that I do. That is life-changing. I use P90 as well. It has changed my life. It's done this and this and this. Let's really support one another. And again, I'm going to say, let's not go half in. If we're going to do this, let's do it right so that we get results. There's a lot of people doing things halfway, and then they're wondering why they're not getting results, right? Let's go in, let's do it. And if you're like, you know what, I missed it today. I missed the thing where we're commenting. That's okay. Jump in tomorrow. And that might take a week. That usually takes a week or two to get into the habit, right? We want to get into new habits. We're going to run this call, this live call. We might keep doing it for a while. We're going to see where this goes. And it depends where you're at because there's a lot to learn. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen and I'm going to go over the course and where you go to get there and all of that information. Okay, so we're going to share the screen here. So first of all, businessinabox.com/instagrowth is where you went to sign up, right? This is where we went. We filled out this form. Now, I didn't add this onto here then, but it's added on now. I will send this to all of you. If you have not filled this out, this is your first thing to do. Fill this out, because if you haven't filled this out, you're not in my system. And I need you in my system to send you stuff about this. So it is, if you want, 9805. This is where we would go to start for free. I'll put it in the chat actually right now for you guys that are on it. So you guys can just click the link. I'll also send that out on a text message to you guys. So if you're not in the system, like I said, you won't get that text, but if you're in the system, you'll get that text. And then I'll also be sending out, I'll send out the sign up for the course. I'll send you the link to the chat, Facebook chat that we're starting. And then I will also send you where we will be putting the posts for the day with directions. So those are the 3 things that I will send you probably tomorrow. I'll just have to get that all together. And yeah, so that's that. Okay, now we're going to go into the course. So once you sign up for the course, this is the course. I'm on my preview link, so yours is going to look a little bit different, but I just want we want to go over this. So like I said, it's little steps. Step one, two, I think there's, well, it goes 4 weeks. And what I've done is I've done five lessons each week. So Saturday and Sunday, there's no lessons. Saturday and Sunday, it's just the posting. And the reason I do that is because it's biblical, in all honesty. We're supposed to take a day off. And I do my posting still on Saturday and Sunday because that's actually your best time to post. But I don't do a lesson on there. And it doesn't matter what day it is, but I do believe in taking breaks. And sometimes when we have a home business, one of the biggest sabotages is also that we don't schedule the times as work and then as off, right? We really need, and we don't focus. It's important to focus in. I believe that very much. When we're doing something, to really focus in, and people brag all the time that they're multitaskers. That's great, but I feel like things can get missed when we're not really focusing in. So I'm going to suggest when you're doing this to really, really focus in. Take 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever that is, whatever it takes you. And I also want to say this, you guys, this should take 20 minutes, but the first week it might take longer because we're getting used to something, right? So give yourself grace. Okay, so you're going to start this. We're on Tuesday, but if you can start it today, that would be great. But every step of this journey is important. All you need to do is spend, I wrote 30 minutes a day. Okay, so I said higher than what it took most people because I try to do that. So you're going to click on the day one when you're on here, and you're going to watch a short video. I tried to make the videos, I make them short because I want you to really get what I'm saying. Watch the video, and then I also have it written out exactly what to do. Okay. So you will see here on here what to do. And I have nice directions on every single thing. And then you will mark it as complete. And then you will go to the next step. Now you can go um, through this on your own pace. You can. Um, I also, there's a workbook that I had someone made to go alongside this that we can print out. I want to check if she's done that. She might not have finished it. Let me just send her a message right now because I forgot. If she hasn't, I'm going to get that. I'll make it myself and I'll do it tomorrow for those of you. Um, Let me just remind her because I thought, well, maybe I should ask. Would any of you like a little workbook? Like, does that help you? Are there any paper people on here, or do you just like no? Because if no one's going to use it, I won't make it. But if you will, Maureen says yes. Amanda says yes. Okay. I'm yes too. I'm taking a course right now. Sorry, I wanted to see you guys. I need to see your faces. That I didn't have the printout. It makes all the difference to me. I need to have that paper. I need to have it. So I'm going to get that. Like I said, I'm contacting her. If it's not finished, I'll just create it myself tonight. I have time for you guys because I
I
do
mean,
think that that's helpful.
Tammy, if
Yes.
it's a big deal though, and I mean, for me, I can live without it if it's not something a bunch of people want. I mean, I do like print, but I can live without it if it's
Okay.
a lot of work.
Okay. I want to do it. And sometimes I need a push to do things, and this will push me. And what I might do, I thank you though for that, Marine, for that grace. I appreciate that. I really do. But I think what I'll do is maybe I'll create it week at a time then so it's not so overwhelming for me. So I'll create the first 5 ones, 5 days, and then maybe the next 5 days so that I'm not pushed because I do push myself to the limit. So I appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the share screen. I like to see your faces because I read your expressions to know how I'm talking. Okay, so the next one is going to be about creating your avatar, right? Because we really do need to get clear. Getting clear on your social media and who you are reaching is so, so important. And when we start looking at the analytics, you're going to find it so interesting because I was really reaching 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds when I looked at my analytics and really started studying it. That's actually not who it's okay that I have 20 and 30-year-olds that are looking at my stuff, but I actually want to reach more my demographic. 30 plus is really who I want, the 30 to. I'd love to even reach 6-year-olds if I could. And like I would, 40 to 60 would be my ideal audience. I'd rather go the higher. So when I saw that, I was like, I need to change my content a little bit because that's who I want to reach. Why am I not reaching them? Right. And so when we start looking at that, it's going to be very interesting. But I do want you in this section too, you're going to really think about who am I reaching, right? What age are they? Where do they live? I ask you a lot of questions to really, really think about it. And you might have thought about it and you might be able to answer really quick, but I want us to really dive deep into this. It's important. And then day 3 is going to be really about understanding your audience, right? Really, and I go just deeper into that. Like, how do we add value to your posts? How do you create a strong call to action? What does that mean? Is where are they going? So all of you here, I think, have a funnel with me. If you don't have a funnel, you have nowhere to push them to. The funnel, I believe, is the first step in looking professional and having somewhere to go so that you can start, right, getting their contacts, putting them all into your back end, right, a business in a box. But if you don't even have that, I don't even think people should be working on social media. I'm like, why are you even on social media? Where are they going? You're just another fish in the sea. There's too many people. You need to up your credibility. How do we up your credibility? Having a CRM and having them somewhere to go is very, very important in this step. And I think sometimes people are not understanding this is a business. Like, if you seriously want to make money, we need to think of this as a business. You need to break it down almost into a year. Like, it's like, okay, this first month, I'm going to work on month or 2 or even 3 or 4, like setting up my CRM, understanding the CRM, getting the funnel set up. Once that is set up, now how are we going to get people to the funnel? That's where we're at now, right? How are we going to do that? And social media is the next step. And there's lots of steps in this baby where we're going to start really pushing people to that funnel. And then after that, we can even look at now bumping posts, right? Putting money into maybe some ads. But you don't want to get, sometimes people jump on there like, I want to put money into ads. Yeah, why? You're not even ready. You're throwing away money. You need to first have all of this set up before we even get to that place. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, we're really going to get into daily steps. So, what are you going to do every day? How are you going to do it, right? There's steps. So when you make a post, how to get more followers, all that kind of thing. And then step number 5 is analytics. So then you're going to learn how to read it. Now, when I go over this and I look who's on this call, I think that there is something that we need to do actually before we get on to this. So I am going to say that we are going to start. Our start date is going to be actually next Monday. That is when we are going to start this instagrowth. And I'm going to tell you why. We're not starting today. You can, if you're ready, you can start it. But that's when I'm going to start actually like next month. I mean, next Tuesday when we do this call, we are going to say, now's our start date. This is what we're going to do. For those of you that did it beforehand, that's fine. And this is why, because I feel like a lot of us on this call still aren't even sure how to post or what to post. Is that true? Okay. So we actually need to do a little session on that before we start this. So I have to think about how I can teach you that quickly. Who here does not have an Instagram page at all? Does anyone? Is anyone that? Okay, so everyone has an Instagram page. Okay, that's awesome. So you can get on, do the number 1 if you have the Instagram page. Who here, is anyone here not know how to make a reel? Okay, that's what I need to do. So I am going to, we are going to teach you very simply how to make a reel. Um, I have to put something together for that because you do need to have that base actually for this course. But it's okay. We're going to start with, I'm going to put together something that's really easy for me to put together. I'm going to put together something really quick for that so that we can make a reel first. And then we will start on Tuesday. So this week, your goal is to just get set up. I'm going to send you that text, right, with the sign up for the course. So you have the course, the chat for the Facebook, the place that we're going to be placing those posts, right? We're going to give you all of that information. And then you can go on there and do day number one is setting up your profile. So you can get on there, go to your Instagram, set up your profile, think about your avatar, do that part. I think that's day one and day two. You could probably start with that. Your next day would be how to make a reel. So I'm going to add that in tomorrow. I'm going to work on that. But you could do, does that make sense? Does anyone have questions about that? And if you already know how to do a reel, you could move on to the next thing if you wanted. But I've got to put something together for that for those of you that don't know how. And then something you can think about the reel part is, do you want to talk? Do you want to do it without your face on it? You have to think about your angle for your page. Let's do a little open discussion here for those of you that can talk on here for that. And who wants to talk? Who wants to do talking ones? Raise your hand.
Tammy, I'd like to do both.
Okay.
But I'm curious, would you be able to teach us how? Because I'll see sometimes people have they put print on their reel, and they put print in front of themselves. I see you do that too.
I have a whole course on that. Yep. I have an entire course on that actually that I could duplicate and put into here as an offset. Yeah. Because so let's go over that. There's 3 different types. There's B-roll. That's called B-roll. There is you talking, right? And then there is faceless. Faceless meaning it's like not you at all. It's just, right? That would actually probably be I don't know if that's the hardest one to do, but there's the 3 different types. Okay. So so you're kind of saying you want to do talking and the B-roll. Okay, that sounds good. Anyone else want to share what they want to do? I'd love to know what you guys want to do.
Can I ask, Tammy, do you mean by talking like visual also, like video, not just voiceover?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that would be a stretch, but I think I'm game.
Okay. Bobby, what are you thinking?
I've been trying to reach out and do some different things like that already. So I kind of want to learn how to do all 3 different kinds.
Okay.
So I got myself a little tripod with a facial thing so I can not necessarily be holding this camera or my phone.
Good.
It'll follow me, which was really, really cool, and it wasn't that expensive.
It is so cool. It follows you. I have one. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
I get so excited. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, you can actually use both hands when you know for doing something. So it's a good
kids
thing.
or your husband. They're like, no,
Yeah.
I'm on your camera.
Yeah, and then I got the little microphone things too, so you don't feel like you're like so far away. So then it was like, I knew I'm getting all fancy, but it's like it makes it nice, you know. So
and just you don't need that. You
Right.
can just prop it up. I've done that many times, but if you want to go to that next level, it gets really fun. But okay, so you know what I'm hearing here? Does anyone else want to share what they want to focus on?
I just had a question about what is an avatar?
So an avatar just means who is your customer? Who is the people that you want to reach to? Yeah. I know. You know what? It's so funny. There's often terms that that I didn't know and I should know.
I'm so glad you asked that because I thought it was like, do you want your picture or do you want one of those cute little avatars of yourself?
Yeah, that's
what
what
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought it was.
Okay, good to know because maybe I should just take that out. Like that's confusing. Okay, you know what?
I was like my new little like animated face. whatever I want to look at, you know?
Yeah, totally. Okay, you know what I almost think we will do, ladies? I do want to do the talking ones with you yet. That's a big baby. Okay, so I have I have my broadcasting. I don't know, you guys probably don't know this, but I used to host a television show on Fox Sports Net and Outdoor Life Network. So I traveled the world and I hosted a show. And so speaking and teaching people how to speak is something that I love to do because it builds self-confidence. And that's something else I did is I ran many, many camps for kids raising self-confidence. Self-confidence is something I'm very passionate about because I've struggled with it my whole life. And so that is going to be something that is offered later because that's a real big baby and we want to do it right. You're going to gain confidence being on here with me. Believe me, you do anything with me, you will gain confidence. I'm going to pour into you guys like you're going to start feeling stronger and confident, and it's just going to happen. It is, believe me. When I ran my Plexus team, every single one of them became a public speaker and not one of them was before, because I believe that speaking is really important. I'll tell you a story. So I hired a teacher to teach at my school. And the very first day she sat down, we had an exercise where every kid had to speak out loud. She said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll never make you speak out loud." And I went, "No, every single one of you is going to be able to speak in front of a room full of people at the end of this year." And every single one of them did. That brings tears to me because we live in a world where we can sometimes do stuff like that. And it's like, no, 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 we don't give in to fear. And public speaking is the number one thing people are scared of. I'm not saying you have to become a big public speaker, but I'm going to tell you, every single one of my girls, I put them in singing, they cried. I didn't care. I was like, you are going to be confident. You don't have to be a singer. I don't care about that, but I care about confidence in being able to speak your truth. That's important in our world. It doesn't matter who you are. And that's a benefit where you can benefit in every single situation. I was so shy. I could not talk in front of more than 2 people at a time as a teenager. And I have spoken in front of thousands and thousands of people out of many, many speaking engagements. If I can do it, anybody can. And it helps me in relationships and everything, right? We need to be able to speak our truth. So anyway, that talking thing we're going to work on later. I'm going to offer that course after this. I will. Right now, I think we're going to work on B-roll and making videos like that. And Maureen, that's exactly what you said with the words over it. Okay. Now I do have to say that is a big baby in itself to learn, but we're going to start, like I said, I have a whole course written. I've taught this before. So I just have to think of how to implement it into this, and we will slowly, just so it's not overwhelming. We're going to get really good at those B-rolls and all of that kind of stuff. So this has been really great to have this little conversation here. So I know where to lead that to. Okay. Is there any questions or what to do next? Does anyone have any questions about what they are to do or where they're going next?
I just have one question on that. I went to sign up at the link and then it asks for your credit card and it has a price.
Guess what? Guess what? Surprise. There's a code. There's a code to get it free. And the code is, what is it? Instagrowth BNB free. So tricky. I'm pretty sure that's
Is it
right.
all lowercase?
I think it's all uppercase. Sorry, let me double check my code.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I got it right, because Instagrowth BNB free. Yeah. Yeah. And then it will be free.
And
And
it's
there's a
upper,
place to put the code in?
Yeah. And
Okay.
let me know if all of a sudden that doesn't work, because no one's done it yet. We're just launching it. So yeah,
Okay. Thank you, Tammy.
you bet.
Tammy, I
Yeah.
have one question that maybe that can be addressed later on. But I've tried everything and it seems that, not everything, but you can't put a link, a clickable link on Instagram, can you? I've never been able to, like, you can't. Okay.
But in the stories, I will teach you how. And I'll be looking at, we'll analyze each other's profiles. Lydia, this is going to be really good for your photography stuff. I'm sorry, you know that obviously. So like, oh wait, Lydia. She's like, yeah, that's why I'm here. Sorry. I just all of a sudden clicked. I like to know what people are representing because it helps me when I'm giving you advice, right? And all of a sudden I'm like, gonna wait. So yeah, we'll teach you how to do that, where to put the links. The call to actions are going to be really important because that's something a lot of people are missing, right? They're not, like I said, they're not going anywhere. There has to be a reason. There has to be a plan. And that's why even to the paper, like when we write it all out, it's going to become clearer and clearer. We need, and I want to actually say something about that, the workbook. The workbook's so important because this is how we learn. We can read, we can watch, we can hear, we can write, then we can teach. When you teach something, that means you really learned it, right? And so I want this to be ingrained in you in so many different ways, right? That first of all, it hits everybody because there's a lot of different people taking this. I want everybody to be able to learn from it. And some people are going to be more visual. Some people are going to read it. That's why I wrote it. Some people are going to need to write it down. And we want to make sure that we're getting everybody. And that's how we do it, right? So it is an important part of this. And like I said, this is going to be the most diverse people because last time everybody was kind of in the same place. And so I love this. So if you have ideas and ways, like in questions, please ask me because that's another thing I really need to make clear. Your questions help me to be a better teacher. And so the more that you ask me, whenever there's a question, I change my course and I add that in. And so it is important. And if you're not liking something or you're like, this is something that I don't understand, please ask me and feel free to private message me on some of those bigger things because I want to make sure that nobody is falling behind and that you're getting out of this what success. I want you to get 1,000 views on your reels in a month. That's the goal. That's the numbers goal. And if we're not getting that, then I need to figure out why, right? That's our goal. Okay. Any questions about anything? Yes, Amanda.
Yeah, thank you, Tammy. I'm excited about this. Two things that I'm thinking of that I just want your guidance on. So it sounds like we all have Instagram accounts already. And I have my own business and that's what I've been, I'm an intuitive coach, energy clearing. And I actually have my virtual assistant posts most of my stuff. And so I'm not really even on my Instagram. I don't even have it on my phone. I just go on my desktop once in a while to see. So, so it sounds like we are going to be using what account we have right now and just amplifying that and going with that. Is that right?
Can you tell me your Instagram account? I want to look it up right now.
Amanda Stack, just my name.
I'm going to answer you, but are you wearing a bun, your hair up? Yeah, I see you. So is your goal, Amanda, to start doing some of this yourself? Tell me what your goal is.
Yeah, my goal is to do this myself.
Okay.
There's my business that I'm doing right now and wanting to promote the Oli Life products. So it's okay to do both on the same account?
Definitely. I would definitely do both. And here's how you know. And I would suggest this for everybody. I work with a lot of practitioners. That's healers. That's just who I work with. Almost everybody I work with is a healer. Talk about attracting people, right? Like-minded people. It's just so cool. I just love it. I finally fit in. Finally, I never fit in before. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. So anyway, but if it falls under the umbrella, right? So you're a holistic healer, you're a healer, but Oli Life is part of that, right? The P90 is a part of that healing. So it fits under there nicely. So Lydia, for example, she has a photography business. So for her, if she was selling something else, we'd have to talk about that a little bit. She might want to create a different account specific for that because it would be so different, right? Unless it falls underneath that. So everybody, like that's something that I do a little bit individually with people. So for me, I have a business in a box, right? So that's a digital marketing, but I have a section called products that I rep because I do rep a lot of products. And then for some of my products, I have separate accounts that I've done. And then I push them to the stories on my main account. Because, right, I do sell Oli Life. I do sell the AO scanner. I do sell Super Patch because they're great products and I love healing. And people ask me all the time. But yet that is not, you probably won't see that on my page, right? Because that's not, but yet I'll push it to my stories. Or once in a while I might do more of that, like because I'm very diverse, but that is individual. And it's a very good question because we do want to keep it niched because the algorithm gets confused. That's very, very important. And we're going to talk more about that when we analyze your posts, when we start really creating the reels of really, really niching that down, right? Making sure that it is niched. Yeah. And I think that's great. I'm excited about your account because you've got a good base. You've got you're clear with your direction, which is really great. Now we just got it, and I know exactly what we need to do. And this course is going to really help you. Yeah, it's really going to help you. Yeah. And another thing, you guys, so when you're a healer or, you have a lot of knowledge when it comes to healing, any of that stuff, the talking ones are going to be really important. You want to get your faces on there. And I'm going to tell you guys something else too. We are lacking people, not everybody's over the age of 50, but over the age of 50 that are showing their faces and talking. And I'm going to tell you something, and this is coming straight from the Holy Spirit. It is your job. It is our job to share our wisdom. I wasn't joking when I said 52 gives you some wisdom. That is truth. And we need to own that as older women. And it is important because our youth are lacking knowledge. They're lacking wisdom, not knowledge. There's like so much information out there, but they're lacking wisdom. There is a wisdom that comes with age. That's not a lie. That is the truth. That is truth. And if we don't share that wisdom and we think, oh, I'm just old, I have nothing to share, that's a lie. And we need to step out of that because I know my kids, 21, 17, and 15, they need older women to step up and start speaking. And my pastor always told me in LA, is anyone younger than you? Because if there is, you are an older woman. If you're 2, if you're 5, if you're 6, if you're 20, if you're 30, if you're 50, you are an older woman. And you need to hold that responsibility. And because who knows, when we are teaching our children, when they're in charge, do they step up? When they know somebody's following them, if anyone's had like if you have more than one sibling and you're more than one kid, right? Those older, the younger look up to them like crazy. And so we need to get more of us older women speaking out loud and people seeing their faces and sharing our wisdom. I really believe that. So. Any other questions? I'm really excited about this. Like I'm really, really excited. I just can't believe it. Okay. All right. Then we're going to end this call. Thank you all for jumping on. We know what we're doing next. Expect a text or an email from me with the information of what to do next. We'll get organized this week. And then next week it's go time.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Tam.
Tammy.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a wonderful
Thank you.
day.